The Piano Man, Billy Joel, one of my favorite artists of all time. One of the very first artists I've ever heard. Truthfully, one of the first.
I'll let you go first on that then.
You want me to go first?
Oh, go right ahead.
I'm kind of scared now. Pressure's on, baby. I have seen him 3 times at Madison Square Garden. I mean, he puts on a great show still at the age of like 72, whatever it is. I mean, they're singing along to the last verse of Piano Man. It's always a fun time at his shows. I would say, but at the same time, it does. Do I think it is every single one of his albums great? As there's good stuff on every album. Is there like a perfect album? I say The Stranger. I would echo Stormfront '89 with We Didn't Start the Fire on it. Outside of that, those two, and also 2 different decades. We talked about that at one point. 77 and 1989. Those are 2 different decades, and he still had massive success with both, which is great. And people still think, I don't know if this is actually true or not, but he had one of the last #1 hits of the 80s, which was We Didn't Start the Fire. It was like the December of like 89, it charted at #1. I don't know if it was the last one, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
anyways,
definitely around that.
Yeah, because the album came at 89 and it charted pretty high. I would say for me personally, when you talk about some of the best solo acts, one of the best singer-songwriters, I'm going to put him at B, not A. Because I love him to death. I know there's some people who are like, how could you say that? But there's the one like I kind of listen to him all the time. Lately, I have not been listening to him a lot. As much as I love him, as great as the time it shows to see him live and whatnot, I'm gonna put him at B only because he's higher than his. It's lower than I thought I would put him, but I'm gonna put him at B because he truly is. He is a timeless artist. Some of his songs are just we're some of the best lyrics and whatnot. He wrote his own songs, wrote his own lyrics. I'm going to say, for me personally, is he up there with the Beatles? For me, no. Is he up there with the AC/DC? No. But I would say, is he up there with Billy Idol and like Aerosmith? If there was like an 8.5, I'd put him there. But but I would say he's definitely a B for me. What do you got for the Piano Man?
I was prepared to compromise and put him at A because I thought you were going to put him higher, to be honest. I was originally thinking B.
Okay. I thought I was going to put higher too, but the more I thought
my reasoning for that is very similar to yours.
Yeah.
Billy Joel is an excellent songwriter.
Yes.
I mean, he's one of the best of all time. There's no doubt about it. The man can write an incredible song.
Yeah.
Recent years, he hasn't, as far as I know, has not done much.
He only tours. You want to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
His last album was in 1993.
That's what I thought. So
exactly.
It's hard for me to put someone that's still active.
Yeah.
At A or S.
Correct.
Now, that doesn't take away from the genius that he is. I mean, his music, absolutely phenomenal. The dude can sing. He could play. He's no doubt about it, one of the greatest songwriters of all time.
Yep.
Also, just a stand-up guy. I believe it was him that during COVID, when he had to cancel a tour, postpone, he still paid his band members.
Yes, that's correct.
That was great. Great guy. But I think I just have to go with B. I just don't know if I could. I mean, like all the other bands, even if they're the ones that are still active, because when I'm taking legacy into effect, the ones that are still active are at least trying to put out new material. Like AC/DC just released an album this past year. Beach Boys is a little different. They're kind of 2 iterations going on, and the Beatles aren't around anymore. So just because of the lack of material from Billy Joel, I'd have to agree and put him at B.
Yeah, I mean, I love him a lot. Like, he's one of my favorite singer-songwriters, whatever, and all that stuff. I just, for what it is, he just, I agree with you, for the lack of output, since his last album was 1993, for those who are keeping track at home. And he has had tons of radio play since then, but he hasn't put out no new content. And I mean, at the same time, I don't blame him, but at the same time, like, I don't know. There's a whole discussion about that online. There's like Reddit feeds and all this other crap about it. But I mean, his last album was in 1990, in the middle of grunge. He had the biggest hit was The River of Dreams, the title track. It's like number 2 on the Hot 100 at the time. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's a very unique scenario, but I'm going to put him at B personally. So, and you're at B as well. So
agreed.